good day all. So today we'll be doing May, June 2021, paper 1, number 40 to 60. Right? So let's read this first question. Item 40 and 41 refers to the following diagram, which shows a cumulative frequency curve based on the marks of 200 students who took a driving test. The first question is the median mark of scored by 200. So we are going to know, we know median is equals to n divided by 2, which is 200 divided by 2, which is equals to 100. But that is the cumulative frequency. What they're asking for, they're asking for the score, right? So we want the score that is at 100. So for a question like this, guys, you don't need to, be exact, right? To find out like how much is one block and those type of stuff like we would do in part 1, but you need to make sure that you draw your line properly. So this is the area, right? Something that is more, again, we did this, I feel like we did this already, more than 35 but less than 40, right? So more than 35 less than 40, that would have been 37.5, right? Not D, not C, not E. The highest mark score in the test was, now if we look at marks, your highest score would be 60. So what is the highest score? It cannot be 200, right? If the highest score, if the in marks is 60, would not be 200. It cannot be 180. Your highest score would be 60. Right, let's look at number 42. In a box, there are 8 red, 7 blue, and 6 green marbles. One marble is picked up randomly. What is the probability that is neither blue nor green? So we know probability is your desired over your total. Now we want to know what is the total number of marbles. Your total would be 8 plus 7 plus 6, right? That is 16, 8 and 7 is 15, 15 and 6 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we know your total is 21, right? And then they want, your desired is that it is neither blue nor green. So if we know blue and green would be 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6 is what? 7 and 6 is 7, 7, 14. You minus 1, that's 13, right? So what if it is not blue and green? That would be a total, which is 21 minus 13. I'm assuming this is 8, guys. Let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That is 8. Yeah? So neither blue nor green. So your desired is 8 and your total is 21. My answer would be A. Right? So even when you find, you should do it in total. You should do these questions, in completion, right? But this is how you would do it. Let's look at number 43. Item 40 refers to the following pie chart, which shows the popular game played by 720 students. How many played cricket? Now, I don't know why they did this, but football, right? When you see this little square here, it's either you use percentage or degrees. I would say use percentage. Percentage is easier, right? This would be 25%, a quarter of 100, or 90 degrees is 25%, right? 90 degrees in a circle is 25%, I should say. How many students played cricket? This question you have to use a little bit of, we saw that tennis is 36 degrees. So we know if 360 is equals to 100%, that is your entire circle is 316 degrees, that's 100%. Then 1 would be 100 divided by 36, right? Therefore, 36 degrees would be 100 over 36. 360 multiplied by 36 over 1. This is 1, this is 10, right? This is 10. So 36 degrees is actually 10%. So we know that cricket would be 100 minus 25 plus 30 plus 10, right? That's 30 plus 10 is 40, 40, 50, 60. So that's 100 minus 65, which is equals to 35%. So cricket is 35%, right? So now let us find out how many, what is 720. So 35%, 35 over 100 multiplied by 720 over 1. You cross out this, you cross out this. 5 going to 7, let me 5 go into 7. 5 go into the 35, 7 times. 5 go into 10, 2 times. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 7 is 3. Remainder 1. And 2 could go into 12, 6. So we have 36 by 7. Let's multiply it. 7 6 is a 42. 7 3 is a 21. 21 plus 4 is 25. Right? So your answer is C. So what you have to do, again, let's just go through it very quickly because this question had a lot of steps, right? You either convert everything to degrees or you convert everything to percentage, right? It is easier with percentage because you know percentage is 100%, right? The total of percentage is 100. So you know when you see the square block, it is 25%. This is 35. Then we find what is 36 degrees as a percentage. If 360 is 100, then you find for 36 by doing your if then therefore. We know that 10%, sorry. Then for cricket would obviously be, right, let's just, cricket would obviously be 100 minus, you add up everything, 25 plus 30 plus 10, right, that's 100 minus 25 plus 30 plus 10 is 65, right? 100 minus 65 is 35. So we know that cricket in percentage is 35 degrees. 35%, sorry. So now you want to know, not 35. Yeah, 35%. We want to find out what is 35% of your total. That is 35 over 100 multiplied by 720 over 1, right? And when you multiply it, you're going to get 251, which is your answer. All right? Yeah, so that is how you would do this question. Right, number 44. Item 44 refers to the following two-way table, which shows the mode of transportation to school on a particular day for a group of 200 students. A male student is picked at random from the group. What probability that he does not walk to school on that day? So they're talking about male students. They're saying, so we will not be looking at female or total. We will only be looking at male. So your male, the total for males is equals to your total for male. The total for male is 108, right? And then they say that the probability that he does not walk. So does not walk would be, you exclude 28, which is 30 plus 50. So does not walk would be 30 plus 50, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 80%. So your probability again is your desired over your total. But because we're only talking about males, it makes no sense including your females as well, right? So your probability is equal to your desired, which is 80 over 108, right? And then we're going to reduce this. What could go into 80 and what could go into 108? Okay, so we have, again, let me just write it down. 80 over 108. What could go into 80 and what could go into 108? 4. 4 could go into 80 20 times, and 4 could go into 108. 4 could go into 10 2 times. 4 2 is 8, remainder 2, so it's 28. 4 could go into 28 7 times. So my answer is 20 over 27. So the probability would be C, or the answer would be C. Right? Let's look at number 45. The point where a linear function crosses the horizontal axis. First off, a linear function, again, means a straight line. Horizontal axis means your horizontal is your x-axis. So basically, the point at which a straight line crosses the x-axis is known as your x-intercept, B. Right, is where it crosses your x-axis. It is not always positive, not always negative. The answer is B for this question. All right, let's look at number 46. The equation of a line which passes through the point 0, 5 and has a gradient of 4. We know that if they're asking you for the equation of a line, that's y is equals to mx plus c, right? We have to find out what is c, right? They told you that your gradient, which is m, is equals to 4. You're using 0, 5, so that's x and y, right? Y is 5, so 5 is equals to 4, which is your m, by 0 plus c. So you know c is equals to 5, right? And then you put it back. So y is equals to, instead of m, you're going to put 4. 4x plus, what is c? Or your y-intercept, that is 5. So it is 4x plus 5, which is c. C is your answer for number 46. Which of the following represents a linear function? Again, what is a linear function? A linear function is a straight line that has y is equals to mx plus c. So it will not be, first off, let's look at c and d. Those are both curved lines. So it's not c and it's not d, right? This line here will not have a y-intercept. That means it is crossing the, sorry, it does not have a c value. That means it's crossing the y-intercept, the y-axis. So therefore, this here, B is not a, yes, it is a straight line, but because the line is not crossing your y-axis, it is not a linear function, right? And A is crossing your y-axis. It has a gradient, everything. So A is your answer for this question. All right, number 47. 48 refers to the following graph of quadratic functions, right? The coordinates of the turning point of the function y is equals to 4x minus x squared r. And the turning point is your highest point, that is this right here. That is 2, 4. So your answer here is, yeah, so it is 2, 4, right? Your turning point is also your maximum point, which is D, 2, 4. All right, now let's look at number 49. The line L is parallel to the line. So I told you guys that parallel lines, your gradients are the same for parallel lines, right? And they say, what is the gradient of line L? Basically, you want to find the gradient of this line. Remember the gradient. You have to know that y is equals to mx plus c. You make y the subject and the coefficient of x, or the number that is in front of x, would be your gradient. So let's see. 3x minus 7y minus 9 is equals to 0. We want positive y, so you carry across minus 7y. So that's 3x minus 9 is equals to positive 7y. You carry across, multiply by 7, that is going to turn to divide by 7. So y is equals to 3x minus 9, all divided by 7, which is the same thing as saying 3x over 7 minus 9 over 7. What is the coefficient of x? 3 over 7. Positive 3 over 7, guys. So the answer would be C. All right, let's look at number 50. They tell you that g of x is equals to 7x minus 3 all over 5. What is g of minus 6? Meaning, wherever you see x, you're going to put minus 6. So g of minus 6 is equals to 7 by minus 6 minus 3 all over 5. That looks like a positive 3. Hold on. Right, 7 sixes are 42. So a minus and plus a minus is minus 42 minus 3 all divided by 5, which is minus 42 minus 3 is minus 45 divided by 5. 5 go into 45 9 times. but not just 9, it will be minus 9. So your answer is A, which is minus 9. All right? Number 51. Item 51 refers to the arrows diagram, which shows a function. So it's going from 2, x is 2, y is 5. So let us put it in the equation and see if we can get it. Right? Let's try the first one. Y is equals to m plus 3. So when x is 2, so that means y is 5. So 5, is that 2 plus 3? Yes, it works for the first one. Let's see. Y, that is 8, is equals to 5 plus 3. Yes. 11 is 8 plus 3. Yes, 8, 9, 10, 11. So far, what you're going to do is put x and y in each equation to see if it works, right? So when y was 5, x is 2, do you get 5? Yes. Let's look when y is 8, you get 2, sorry, you get 5 plus 3, which is equals to 8. The next one, 11, is equals to 8 plus 3, which is also equals to 11, and 14 is equals to 11 plus 3, which is equals to 14. The first one works for all of them, so you know A is your answer. Right? The range of f of x is x cubed. Right? That's x to the power 3. For the that's x cubed. Yes, it's x cubed. Right? So they're telling you that f of x is equal to x cubed. And they're telling you that your x values or your domain, their domain is also known as your x values, is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So you're going to put these values in this equation, meaning you're letting x be equal to minus 2, you're going to put it. So this is going to be minus 2 all cubed, which means minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 multiplied by minus 2. That is equals to 8, but not just 8. A minus and a minus is a plus, and a plus and a minus is a minus. So we are looking for answers that has minus 8. You only had to do the first one. You got minus 8, so you know A is out, B is out, C is out, D is your answer. You didn't even need to do the rest because the rest of them does not have negative 8. Right? So D would be your answer. Number 53. Item 53 refers to the following diagram of transformation. Let's look at number 54. In which of the following polygons does the sum of the measure of interior angles equal to the sum of the measure of exterior angles? Right, so yes, so for this question, the answer is D. The sum of the exterior and the sum of the interior are equal, right? The sum of the interior angles in a quadrilateral is 360, and the sum of the exterior angles in a quadrilateral is also equals to 360. Right? Item 55 refers to the following diagram of the line y is equals to x. We did this question already. What is the image of the line y is equals to x when it is rotated anti-clockwise about O through an angle of 90 degrees? So my new line is going to be like this one that I'm drawing right here. Right? Now, if it is this, right, you can use the process of elimination. Y is equals to 0, that is on your x-axis. Right, that line is not on your x-axis. X is equals to 0, that is on your y-axis. That line is not on your y-axis, so it's not A, it's not B. They say y is equals to x, y is equals to x, x is equals to y is the same thing. That is not that line that we drew. So it is not C. Right, so through process of elimination, if you did not know what that line looks like, this is D. Y is equals to negative x. Right, number 56 refers to the following diagram of translation. We're going from A to B and A prime to B prime. In the diagram, the translation by which AB is mapped onto A1, B1 is represented by. Right, to go from an object to an image, we take the coordinates. So it is A to A1, and then we're going to do B to B1 to find out, to make sure it's the same, right? So to go from A to A1, right? We go A is 2, 5. So instead of 2, 5, it's going to go into a column vector, which is 2 on top, 5 at the bottom, right? Your translation is in the form of xy. So you have to plus xy is equals to what is A? 1, 4, 6. So basically, we're making x the subject and y the subject. But if you even look at this, 2 plus what will give you 4? 2 plus 2. So in this thing, x is equals to 2. And 5 plus what would give you 6? 5 plus 1. So y is equals to 1. So we're looking for something. 2 on top, 1 at the bottom. That is B. But let's check to make sure if it is the same for B. Right? We're going from 5, 7 plus the translation xy to 7, 8. Now let's see. We're saying that x is equals to 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7, yes. And then 7 plus y, which is 1, is 8. So we know that it works for both, right? Just to check. So your answer would be B. Right, let's look at this question. Item 57 refers to the following right angle triangle. As soon as we hear right angle triangle, guys, you think of SOHCAHTOA or Pythagoras theorem. That's usually what they would bring on a right angle triangle. Right, so let's read. In the triangle, angle BAC, that's basically by angle A, is equal to 30. Angle line BA is 40, and the length of BC in meters is BC. So first off, if we're using this angle, BC is now becomes your opposite, right? And this side here, AB, is opposite your 90 degrees, so this is your hypotenuse. So they want to find out the length of your opposite. We're going to use the formulas. We know it's SOHCAHTOA, right? SOHCAHTOA means sine is opposite over hypotenuse. You cannot use cosine or tangent because we don't have adjacent, right? So sine 35 is equals to opposite over a hypotenuse, which is 40. We carry across, divide by 40, it's going to turn to multiply by 40. That's 40 sine 35 is equals to your opposite. So your opposite, which is BC, right? This is what is equal to 40 sine 35. You look for, I said 35, but it's me 30, okay guys? 30. Right? 40 sine 30. 40 sine 30, that is A. It would not be tangent. It would not be tangent. And it would not be 40 sine 60. I don't even know where to get 60 from. Right? So you know, it would not be C either. Right? So your answer is A. Let's look at number 58. Item 58 refers to the diagram of enlargement, right? OAA prime, BOBB prime, and OCC prime are in straight line. ABC is mapped onto image ABC by an enlargement with a center 0. What is a scale factor of enlargement? Now, to find your scale factor, it is always your image divided by your object, right? Your image, well, let's just take this length as 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 divided by your object, which is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So your answer would be positive 2 or C. All right, and that is how you do this question. 59. Number 59 says a plane is flying in a direction of 45 degrees and changes course in a clockwise direction to 135. The angle through which the plane turns, so it is 1. Right. So this question tells us it's 135 is equal to 45 plus some angle a turn. So what is that some angle? If you carry across plus 45, it's going to be 135 minus 45 to give you that some angle that it turn in a clockwise direction. All right, so that's 135 minus 45. 5 and 5 is 0. So anything that ends with 5 would be out of it. And then 4 minus 13 is 9. So my angle is a turn a 90 degrees angle. And that is how you would get your answer for this one. Number 60 says, in a triangle PQR, angle P is X, the angle Q is 2X. What is the size of angle R? So we did a question like this. The answer is D. This is a repeated question, but let's just do it over. They said this is X. They said this is 2X. And this is angle R. They want to know what angle R. A triangle is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees is equals to X plus 2X plus R. If we had to make R the subject, that would have been 180. X plus 2X is 3X. If we carry across plus 3X over the equal sign, it'll turn to minus 3X is equals to R. So R is equals to 180 minus 3X. And that is the end of May, June 2022, numbers 41 to 60.